Krishna Guruji. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
We are live on YouTube. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare कीर्तन की जय हो। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सरस्वती अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So I am Purushottam Haridas. Once again I welcome all of you in this Discover Yourself course, which is a basic course on Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. And we have already completed 4 sessions. Today we are going to discuss about 5th session, that is yoga for the modern age. So in the last session yesterday we saw that how the living entity falls down in material world from spiritual world. Spiritual world is the original place, real home of living entity, but because of selfish materialistic desires to separately enjoy without Krishna, this living entity is fallen down in this material world. And how he is suffering, this living entity is suffering in so many ways in this material world when it's trying to enjoy its material senses. And because of this uncontrolled mind and uncontrolled senses, and because of the false ego, he is trying to enjoy or lord over the material world and try to become Krishna or God. So that is the cause of his suffering that we saw yesterday. Now, once the living entity understands this, that I am suffering in this world and I can only achieve real happiness by connecting with God again. So the word yoga, which means to connect with God. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are hierarchy of yogas are given. Krishna speaks about different yogas, and he talks about higher yogas in succession. First he talks about karma kanda, then he talks about karma yoga, then he talks about jnana yoga, then he talks about dhyana yoga, and at the last, as a conclusion, he talks about bhakti yoga, which is the culmination of all the other yogas, is bhakti yoga. So today we will understand that what is the process which is recommended for Kali Yuga people to achieve God, to connect with God. So we will start our presentation. So in this world, everyone is trying to serve someone. Prabhupada used to say this, that actually Hindu, Muslim, Christian, and this all the Buddhist, all this different religions are there, Buddhism, and people are thinking that this is our religion, this is our dharma, but actually the real dharma of a living entity is to love someone, is to love God. So this loving propensity, the living entity, when it stays with Lord Krishna in spiritual world, he loves Krishna. But when it comes down in illusion, in material world, he tries to love different things in this world. And Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON Society and who has written this Bhagavad Gita as it is, he says that love, if some person loves someone, then it is shown by his service towards that person. He wants to serve that person whom he loves. So here we see in these pictures, the shopkeeper is there. He is trying to serve society by selling some products in uh, cheap price. He's trying to help poor people here, like a ration shop, kirana shop. Here this political leader, he is addressing the public, American president he is. And actually he is a president, he's called president, but he is the servant of all the people of that country. So actually he is trying to serve the people of the country. Here this old lady, she is taking her dog with her for a walk, and she is trying to serve that dog. So any person you take in this material world, whether he is an engineer, whether he is a doctor, whether he is a politician, whether he is in uh, security forces, defense forces, in police, is a lawyer, any businessman, any employee of a company, any person you take in this world, they are serving someone. It's impossible for a living entity to not serve anyone. That is not possible. Those people who are very introvert, they prefer to stay alone at home and don't want to have any uh, very close relationships with anyone. They want to stay alone. Such people are also seen doing gardening. So they are taking care of the trees, or they are keeping some dog, cat at their home, or a parrot in a cage, and they are feeding these animals or the living these small plants or bushes. They try to grow in their house. So that serving propensity, loving and serving propensity is there in every living being. That cannot be removed at any condition. A person who is a householder, who lives in a family life, he serves his wife, his children, his parents, and his neighbors, relatives, society. So a person tries to serve many things in this world. But the problem is with this love and service, that this love and this service can't long for eternal life, or it cannot be permanent. It can't be permanent because this material body, its nature is like that. It is going to finish at some point of time, and that living of the body, that death of the body, separates the two living entities from one another, and because of the relationship also breaks, the love and service between those individuals, they break. So all the relationships, and wherever we are posing our love and service in this material world, they are broken at particular time, at the time of death. And again he comes again in second birth, repeated births, and he tries to do the same thing, try to love someone. But because he has forgotten God, he don't understand this principle that God is the real object of love for a living entity, in which a living entity can really become satisfied, and that relationship can be eternal, that can be for uh, eternal means always. It cannot be broken at any period of time. So one can live without, no one can live without loving someone else. So that is the nature of this world. And this serving and loving propensity is the real dharma or real religion of a living entity. Dharma means the essential characteristic of a particular thing which cannot be separated from that thing in any situation, in any condition. But we see that religion is changing just for some money. People change their religion to have some money, or people change the religion because their desires are not fulfilled by particular uh, the form of God they are worshipping, that they are not fulfilled. So they are looking for some another religion, and they want to fulfill their desires. So such a faith which is shakeable and which is changeable, and because of very small uh, things in this world, they change their faith. So such a faith cannot be termed as dharma or religion. Dharma means religion can be said as a faith. So religion is not a perfect word for dharma. Dharma means such a thing, characteristic of a thing which cannot be changed in any situation. So that is love and serve, or love and serve God. That is our real dharma. So there are different types of. So now there, our real propensity to love and serve is diverted towards the worldly things. But we are supposed to serve, love and serve actually God, because we are part and parcel of Lord Krishna. We are fragmental parts, souls, and eternally we are in a servitude relationship with Lord Krishna. Relation, relation of servitude. But that propensity of loving and serving Krishna is misdirected. Now we are posing this loving and serving tendency towards our family members, society, country, and other welfare activities. So our original position is to love and serve Krishna. So now we will see that how to connect with Krishna with different types of yogas. So in spiritual world where Krishna stays eternally with his eternal associates, so there are found five types of rasas, or the melos, the type of relationships which can be established or which are there with Krishna. And same type of relationships are seen in this material world also. In this material world also we see, because this material world is a mirror reflection of spiritual world. As we saw that tree, the reflection of tree is seen in the lake, and that tree in the spiritual world is inverted tree in material world. So roots are up and the trees and branches are down. So in this material world also, people have these five types of relationships. First, this love between parents and the children. So children love their parents, parents love their children. This one type of relationship is there. Then there is friendship, where people of equal mentality and some similarities between them, they choose such friends and stay with them, play with them, and have loving reciprocation. Then some people are there where they are very passive. They are not so active in relationships. So they are just passively present in someone's life. So such type of also relationships are seen. Then there is Shanta Dasya. Dasya means becoming a servant. We have seen this, that everywhere this combination is there, that boss is there and servant is there, or a employer and employee. So this relationship is seen everywhere in this material world. So one is boss and one is das or servant. So this relationship is everywhere in this world. And then the most important or most cherished relationship is between a woman and man, like husband and wife, or lover and beloved. So such relationships are the highest type of relationships. In the most loving reciprocation happens in such relationships. So these five type of relationships are nothing but the reflection of spiritual world, where these relationships are found in pure form with Lord Krishna. Whatever relationships we have in material world, they are impure, except spiritual life. The relationships in spiritual life, they are on pure platform. Otherwise, the relationships which are based on the bodily basis of life, thinking themselves as a body, they are impure forms of relationships or impure form of love, that is called lust. So these all five kinds of relationships in this material world are actually coming from spiritual world. The origin of all these relationships is there in spiritual world, and the same relationships, this living entity, when it comes to material world, he tries to have such relationships in material world also, because that is his innate nature, that he can't change. To love and serve, that is his essential characteristic. Whether he is in spiritual world or material world, he can't change. So the similar relationships are there in Krishna's abode, Golok Vrindavan, where there is a Shantaras, means there are some devotees who are very passive. They are just quietly observing Krishna doing his activities or pastimes. That is called Shantaras, or passive relationship in a passive way. Then there is a Dasyaras. Dasya means becoming a servant. So there are some devotees who consider, actually all the devotees of Krishna, they consider themselves as servant of Krishna. But some devotees, they have this prominence of Dasya Bhav or servitorship, servant, becoming a servant. Then there is a Sakyaras or friendship. Krishna also plays with his friends in Golok Vrindavan. He has eternal friends, and they have spiritual bodies. Krishna has spiritual body, and his friends are also having spiritual bodies. And they go for herding cows. Then they play different games. They eat their food together. Like they steal butter together. So many activities they do together. That is called Sakyaras. Then Vatsalya means Krishna is the father of everyone, supreme father. But Krishna also thinks that I should have some father and mother who will love me as a small child. So he accepts some devotees of his own devotees as parents, as mother and father, and he becomes their child and trying to take love from them. Like Krishna wants to drink milk of Yashoda Maya. and wants to accept her love as a mother loves the child. So that is called Vatsalya Ras. And then the topmost rasa is called Madhurya Ras between Krishna and the gopis, and the highest gopi or the most exalted devotee of Krishna is Radharani, and Radha and Krishna's love is considered the topmost loving reciprocation in the creation, and that is the source of all the love in this world. Whatever we have loving propensity, that is coming from Radha and Krishna's love only. So now we will see how we can connect with Krishna through different yogas. So what is yoga? Process of linking ourselves with the God, Lord Krishna. That is called yoga. Yujjati. In Sanskrit it is said, Yujjati iti yoga. That which unites is yoga, which unites two living entities, the soul and super soul, the jiva and Krishna. The process which unites this together links two living entities, not living entities, one living entity and one supreme living being, Krishna. That is called yoga, union, joining. So perfect union of Jivatma with Paramatma is yoga. This is from Agni Puran. So we have already understood that Vedic scriptures, they are perfectly scientific, and whatever information they are giving, that is perfect. So in Agni Puran, this is said, perfect union of Jivatma with Paramatma is yoga. So nowadays there is a fad of yoga. People do different types of exercises, pranayam, and they say we are doing yoga. That is not actually yoga. That is just the imitation of yoga. Actually, meditation is done to control the senses and control the mind, and to engage that mind in Krishna. That is the goal of pranayam. That will come later on. We'll see. And for the different bodily exercises, they are meant just for staying healthy. So in our Vedic scriptures, there are different knowledges given. Ayurvedic knowledge about the medicines, and there is a knowledge about different exercises, yogasanas. That is not yoga. That is yoga asana. Asana means different postures, different sitting or lying positions in which this health is improving by doing such asanas. So that yogasana is very much famous as a yoga, but actually that is not yoga, because there is no connection between the soul and God. So that is not a yoga actually. So the yoga means when soul connects with God, that is called yoga. And Krishna talks about this kind of yoga, not the bodily exercise. So there are karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, and bhakti yoga. This is a ladder. One by one, a yogi, he goes up in this ladder or hierarchy and tries to reach Krishna. So first level is karma. Sorry, first is karma kanda. First type of yoga is karma kanda. Karma kanda means in Vedic scriptures there are many religious rituals are mentioned, which are used. They are called dharma. They are pious activities, and by performance of those activities, people get pious credits, punya, and because of that punya, they get auspicious results in their life. So for getting name, fame, good relationships, uh, big position in society, people worship different types of demigods. Kames testes rutagyanna prapadyante anya devata. So because of their um, material desires, they want to fulfill, they go to different demigods and they worship some demigod for some material purpose. So they perform some religious rituals to just have some material benefit, so that they can have a prosperous, very happy material life. But actually that is not possible, because this world is made to rectify the living entities. This is like a jail, and there cannot be happiness in jail. So this is karma kanda, means worshipping Lord or his representatives or demigods is different cabinet ministers for achieving some material things. That is called karma kanda. So it appears like a yoga connection between Jiva and Krishna, Jiva and God, but that is a very lower form of yoga, which is just meant for some material purpose. Actual purpose is not to connect with God. The next level is karma yoga, karma kanda, then karma yoga. Karma yoga means link via action. A living entity, he performs some activities and he offers the result of those activities to Krishna. Like earning money in business, and he is giving some money for the service of Lord in temple or in church or mosque somewhere. So that is called karma yoga, means by some part of his activities he is offering to God. As a result of those activities, they get money. That money is offered. That is called karma yoga. So many times people have this misunderstanding that karma yoga is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. What is the sar? What is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? So they say that is karma yoga. But that is not truth. It's not true. Because Krishna has never said that. That karma yoga is the sar, essence of Bhagavad Gita. He never said. Because this living entity, while doing karma yoga, he is not connected fully with Krishna. Just partly, for some moments or some minutes only during the 24 hours day, he remembers Lord. Otherwise, he is totally engrossed with, totally engaged in material activities, to earn money, to reach office, to work hard here and there, go, and to maintain family. So that is, and some result of this endeavors they offer to Lord. That is called karma yoga. So that's why this karma yoga is not considered so high in terms of this ladder, different levels of yoga. So when one performs this karma kanda, then goes to karma yoga, and he becomes perfect in karma yoga, then he is promoted to different yoga. That is called one higher level. That is called jnana yoga, linking via knowledge. So in this type of yoga, this person, he reads many scriptures, Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Gita, Bhagavad, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and he tries to develop knowledge about God. Mostly the Vedas, he reads Vedas, and from reading Vedas, he understands, which is a partial understanding, that uh, God is impersonal and God is spread everywhere. And these material forms of life, they are just illusory. They don't have reality in themselves. So actually this form is a Maya, illusion. So better not to take birth in this material world. Just stop doing activities, because this action bounds a living entity with the reaction. And this action reaction cycle goes on. So this Jnana yogis, they try to avoid material activities or spiritual activity. They just go to Himalayas or forest and they take some posture, standing or sitting at one place and try to meditate on the impersonal Brahman and trying to avoid all types of activities, trying to try to become inactive by some artificial means, by troubling the body, by doing great austerities, or meditating again and again, naiti, 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 not this, not this, not this, this is not the Brahman, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, like that. So that is called Jnana Yoga, in which they are trying to avoid any activity, because any activity in this world, it leads to bondage in mud people. So that is called Jnana Yoga. So this level is considered higher than the Karma Yoga, but this Jnana Yoga is not considered highest, because Krishna gives, after Jnana Yoga, he gives knowledge about Ashtanga Yoga, that is meditation. So this meditation, people have so much attraction for this word and try to do also meditation, but nobody knows in this age of Kali Yoga how to meditate on God, on Lord Krishna. So actually in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, which talks about the process of meditation. And it's mentioned there, everything about meditation. But nobody reads Bhagavad Gita nowadays. Bhagavad Gita as it is provided, is made available in more than 50 languages, but nobody reads Bhagavad Gita. And by their own whims, by their own mental speculation, they sit down at one place and try to meditate. Sometimes on a point, they make a small point on the wall and try to concentrate. Sometimes they light a bulb, red color bulb or different color bulb, and try to meditate on that bulb. But actually the goal of life is to meditate on God, not just some point or some small bulb. So this Ashtanga Yoga, this we will discuss in detail later afterwards. And after Ashtanga Yoga, Krishna mentions about Bhakti Yoga, link via devotion, devotional service. So linking via personal relationship or loving and serving Krishna. So that is called Bhakti Yoga. By all our senses, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Lovingly serving Krishna by all our senses and mind and intelligence. That is called devotional service. So now we will discuss in detail about Karma Yoga. So there are 3 types of karma are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So what is the what is the law of karma? Basically everybody knows this, that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This is a Newton's law. But this Newton's law is not produced by Newton actually. It's not invention of Newton. It's already mentioned in our scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Everywhere this is mentioned about karma, about reincarnation, and whatever actions we are doing, we have to pay for that, and we have to face the results as a reaction. As you saw, so shall you reap. That is a famous proverb in English. So that comes from Bhagavad Gita only. Bhagavad Gita says the principle of karma and reaction of karma, action and reaction. That is given in Karma Yoga, 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So the law of karma is action has an equal and opposite reaction. Whatever you perform with your body, with your speech, with your mind, whatever action you perform, that action leads to reaction, and that reaction leads to further bondage. So this is law of karma. Now there are 3 types of karma mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. One is called simply karma, second is called vikarma, and third is called akarma. So in karma yoga also, these three different types of karma are given. So first means karma. What is karma? Any prescribed material activity that produces a reaction and therefore leads to the development of another body. That is called karma. So here is not here the karma means it's not talking about karma yoga. Yoga means connecting with Krishna. Just a person is performing any material activity, like he is doing farming, he is going to factory for working and making nuts and bolts, mobiles, laptops, all these things. Cars are produced, plastics, rubbers, iron metals, different metals are produced. So that these activities they are called karma, which leads to reaction, and they lead to uh, further reincarnation, because person entangled in this action and reaction cycle, he has to go in different bodies, life after life. So that is karma. Then second is vikarma. Vikarma means actions not prescribed as per shastra or prohibited action. Like when you go to some temple, so there is written that shoes, footwears are not allowed inside. So you have to keep your footwears, chappal, shoes outside the temple. So that is prohibited action, vikarma. Or in some diseases, doctor prescribes. He says do's and don'ts. Do this, and don't do this. So that is called prohibited action. Whatever it is said in Shastra for not doing it, not don't do it. It is said in this also. So such prohibited actions are called vikarma. And when a living entity performs, even after knowing this, that these activities are bad, they are prohibited, they are stopped in Shastras. We have been warned again and again that these are bad activities and they lead to bad reaction. But still people perform. That is called vikarma. And they suffer a lot because of this vikarma. Then akarma. Akarma means what? That is actions done for God. That is called akarma. A means not, and karma means action. So it's actually inaction. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that one who sees action in inaction and inaction in action, he is actually a knowledgeable person. He is in knowledge. So actually, the people who are dedicated for Lord's service, Lord Krishna, and serving Him with all their hearts and souls, externally they may look that they may seem to do the ordinary activities like other living beings, but they are not actually ordinary activities, because these actions are done for God, and whatever action is performed for the pleasure of God, that is transcendental, especially when it is performed for Lord Krishna, Vishnu, or Lord Ram, which are transcendental. But not always all religious activities are transcendental, because they are sometimes in ignorance, they are performed for demigods. Demigods not actually transcendental to this material creation. They are the supreme, or not supreme, but they are powerful controllers of the material universe. So actions done for Supreme Lord Krishna is called inaction or akarma. So here is the most famous verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Many people knows this. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भुर् मा ते संगोस्त्व अकर्मणि. You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Suppose a student is there, engineering student, and he is studying very hard, but when result comes, he has got 4 KTs. So he may work very hard, he may study so hard day and night, but the result is not in his hands. The person who gives the results is God, is Lord Krishna. So here Krishna says you have right for performing activity, but you don't have any right over the result. What the result will come, what fruit will come of that activity, that is not in hands of a living being. So that is totally controlled by Lord. And according to the mentality of the living being, his activities in the past life, and what is good for him, what is bad for him, Krishna decides, and then he gives the results accordingly. So Krishna is actually is the greatest welfare, sorry, greatest uh, Surudam, is the best well-wisher of every living being. And he, whatever he gives results or fruits of the activity to a living being, that is actually the best thing for that particular living being. But because of the ignorance, he don't understand this fact and rebels against God, that why I'm getting such reactions, why I'm not getting the results. So student, for a student, he performs studies, but the results no, are not in his hands. Like there are many sportsmen, they work very hard, they prepare themselves for the Olympic Games or some international sports games, but sometimes they fail, sometimes they succeed. That depends on Lord Krishna, who is the giver of the fruits. So here Krishna says, never consider yourself the cause of results of your activities. You are not the cause of your results. Then who is the cause of the results? That is Lord Krishna. So never be, and he says, if some person is told that you don't have to worry about what result will come, what fruits will come, then that person naturally can become very lazy, and uh, he will not be encouraged to perform some activity. But here Krishna says, never be attached to not doing your duty. Means you have to continue performing your duty, but remaining detached. Means not being attached to the results. What result will come? That Krishna will give for sure. Don't worry about it. You just perform your duty perfectly, honestly, and Krishna will give you your results. But results are not in our hands. Whether he is a farmer, whether he is a student, whether he is a sports person, whether he is a businessman, whether he is an employee. Nowadays we can understand in Corona period, many people are not working. Many people are not working, but still they are getting results, their fruits. So this ego, that person thinks that when I will work, then only I will get food or I will get money. So this is a wrong notion. This is a wrong understanding. And this in this Corona lockdown, we understood that God provided for all the living beings everywhere. People are getting food. Nobody is starving and being going to is dying because of starving. No, no such case is there in the whole world. People are getting their food somehow. Krishna is arranging for them. Like from societies like ISKCON, many such social welfare societies, they are performing uh, this food distribution. Many people individually they are doing many uh, welfare activities. So this Lord Krishna only inspires such people to perform these activities by which this living entity is getting their food, even in the period of Corona, not working, but they are getting their payment. At least half payment they are getting. without working. So the results are not in our hands. When you act, you perform full your endeavors. Still, results are not in your hand. And when you don't perform your activity, then there is no question of results. But still, if Krishna wants to give, then he can give. That is the beauty of Lord Krishna. He's called Bhakta Vatsal. He is very much worried about his living beings, children, and their welfare. So he provides. So good karma, like see this a businessman, big person, is offering scholarships to the students or doing some welfare activities, giving donations for the schools. So this is good karma. Feeding someone, hungry person, uh, teaching some poor people, giving them education, giving them clothes, shelter. All these things are good karma, punya karma. Making roads, digging wells and lakes, planting trees, and feeding poor people, hungry people. This all this punya karma. And because of this punya karma, people get material facilities like opulence. They get more money, they get beauty, they get more intellectual capacity, brain, because of the punya. Some people are ugly looking, they are not so intelligent, and they are not rich also, they are very poor. So then we can understand that that is the result of bad karma, papa. Papa means bad activities, prohibited activities that leads to suffering in this life. And good karma leads to material enjoyment. Material facilities are given because they have done some pious activities in their past life. So this comes in karma kanda. So this is a very common question, that why bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. So this is a very common question, very important question. And those who don't read Bhagavad Gita, they don't understand the basic principle behind this fact. So what happens actually? There are this we can understand by this small example. Here the earthen pots are kept, and there is a tap which is given here on the lower part of this pot. And this first pot we will observe that there is a cow dung, very liquefied, mixed with water. This cow dung is filled half at the bottom, and then above that there is a sweet rice, kheer. Kheer is put. So if you see from above, you will see that there is a kheer, rice, milk, and sugar and dry fruits. Nice, the kheer is there. But when you open the tap here, because it is attached to the lower part, so when the tap is open, what will come out? Cow dung will come out. From above you see the kheer, sweet rice, but from down, cow dung is coming. So similarly, some people in this life, they may seem that they are doing very good activities. They are well behaved gentlemen. They are helping others. But in their lives, we see that there is so much suffering, problems. So because whatever is we are seeing now, that is his present life, is very nice, like the kheer. But his previous life was not so good. Previous lives, he has done so many bad activities, pap karma. And because of that, when this tap is open, now phala, when these fruits are given of the activity, he's doing good activities here. But the fruits will come depends on the previous activities. So he seems to have so many problems in life, suffering. so many difficulties because of his activities performed in the past life. Now in this case, at the bottom kheer is there and above there is cow dung. So some people, they have very bad, perform very bad activities in this present life. But when this tap is opened, the kheer comes out. Dung is there, cow dung is there uh, in the upper portion. Below there is a kheer. So when this tap is opened, kheer is coming. Nice, sweet, very tasty kheer. So someone says that his activities are so bad, he is a very bad person. Still he is getting all the opulence, money, name, fame. He has become MLA or politician or big position in the society. So that is because he has performed some good activities, pious activities in his past lives. So that's what this question is answered by this small, very nice example, that why bad things happen to good people, because these people were bad in their previous lives, and good things happen to bad people because their previous lives were good activities they have done in their previous life. So this is about karma yoga. We saw about karma yoga, and we discussed little about jnana yoga also. Now we will discuss about ashtanga yoga or dhyana yoga, which is people are very much attracted to dhyana yoga, meditation. But actually they don't know that what are the prerequisites for dhyana yoga is that you have to go to a secluded place, go to a forest where no man's land, nobody should be living there, only person should be there, and uh, and he has to control his senses and mind. Here it is given yama, first stage of ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga is eight parts, limbs, 8 limbs of a Dhyana yoga. Yama means sense control. So first prerequisite or first requirement, necessity for achieving dhyan or doing meditation is control over the senses. So control over the senses means what? Controlling the tongue. You cannot eat everything and anything. Control over your ears, and you can't hear cinema songs and simultaneously you can meditate. That is not possible. Control your eyes means you can't see any nasty scene, uh, this television, cinemas, movies, serials that you can see. That is called sense control. Means you have to see just whatever is favorable for your meditation related to God. That is called sense control. And using the genitals only for reproducing good children. That is called yama, sense control. So how many people can do this first step of Dhyana yoga? Very difficult. Then second stage is given niyama, means following regulative principles. As I said before, that in scriptures it is given what are prohibited actions. So these prohibited actions you have to avoid. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. That is called 4 regulative principles. That is you have to follow. Then asana. Then you have to sit on a raised platform. It should be very not so low, not so high position, but it should be little above than the ground level. Such a place you have to select, and on that you have to spread pusa grass or the skin of a deer, not by hunting a deer, but naturally if the deer is died in forest, you collect that skin and you have to sit on that deer skin And asana, you have to sit very straight. Vertebral column, your neck and your head should be very straight. And you have to sit in this posture for long time. You can't move. You can take rest. You can't lie down. So you have to continuously practice day and night. That is called asana, sitting posture for dhyana yoga, meditation, Ashtanga yoga. It's not so easy. It's not for Kali Yuga because in Kali Yugas, the symptoms of Kali Yuga is people are very uh, have short lives. They are not so intelligent. They are not so austere, and their physical and mental strength is very less. So they can't go to forest and sit there fearlessly and do asana, pranayama, dhyana, dhyan samadhi for thousands of years. That is not possible because the only lifetime, the life is only 70, 80, maximum 90 years is left. So this Ashtanga Yoga, it takes thousands of years to get perfect in this Dhyana Yoga. So then after asana pranayama means breath control. You have to control your breathing. Then pratyahara means taking your senses away from the objects of the senses. Then dharana means fixed up. Then your mind is fixed up on the lotus feet of Krishna. Then dhyana, meditation means your meditation or your remembering Lord's lotus feet is continuous for some time. That is called dhyana. And samadhi means complete absorption for long period of time. You can just focus on the lotus feet of Krishna and nothing else. That is called samadhi. So this Ashtanga Yoga process is not so easy and not applicable in this Kali Yuga. That's why the scriptures have not recommended Ashtanga Yoga for Kali Yuga. Ashtanga Yoga was practiced in Satya Yuga when people were very much pious. They had very nice brains. They were very intelligent, and they were so inclined towards self-realization. Every person was so intellectually and spiritually inclined, and they have a lot more physical and mental strength than the Kali Yuga people. So Ashtanga Yoga was possible in Satya Yoga, not in Kali Yuga. So in this two verses of Bhagavad Gita, this very difficult process of Ashtanga Yoga is mentioned. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan achalam sthirah sampreksha nishikagram swam dishaschanavo lokayam prashantatma vigatabhira brahmachari vrate stitah मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तो युक्त आसीत मत्परः Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the process of for Kali Yuga, chanting the holy names of Krishna. So the other processes, Karma Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Gyan Yoga, they are compared to this staircase. Suppose one person, he wants to uh, climb on a building which is 50-story high. Then there are two options. You have to one option is that you can go by staircase. It will take long time to reach 50th floor. But at the same time, there is a lift. So lift is very fast and very smooth to go. You don't have to work very hard. So this Bhakti Yoga is compared to a lift, which is very easy to perform, and you can reach the destination in very less time. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Susukham kartum avyayam. It's very pleasing to the heart. They say all the activities, chanting Hare Krishna, dancing in the kirtan in front of Radha Krishna, eating their remanent prasadam, which is eaten by Radha Krishna, then associating with the saintly people, devotees of Radha Krishna, and reading Bhagavad Gita as it is. All these activities are very susukham kartamame. They are very pleasant to the soul, to the heart, and not at all very difficult. It's totally full of bliss. And on the other side, there is this process of karma yoga, dhyana yoga, jnana yoga. It's like it's a very hard process. You have to climb the staircases one by one up to 50th floor. It's so difficult. It's so tiresome, and it's not so easy to perform in this age of Kali Yuga. So this Bhakti Yoga means chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakam Nam Nam. This mantra of 16 syllables is Kali Kalmashanashanam. It can destroy all the impurities, all the bad qualities of Kali Yuga. And Nataha Parataropaya, and there is no other way. Sarva Vedeshu Dushyate. After reading all the Vedic scriptures, all 4 Vedas, Upanishads, 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, then Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these scriptures are there. In all the Sarva Vedeshu, Veda means knowledge. Veda considers, Veda means all these scriptures, what I have mentioned now. So Sarva Vedeshu Dushyate. After reading all the scriptures, there is one way is given only, that is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the process given for self-realization in Kali Yuga. So now we will see what do the major religions say about chanting the holy names of Lord. So Christianity, they say, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. So Christ glorified the Lord's holy name by saying this statement, which glorifies the name of God, name of Father. Then Sikhism, where Guru Nanak ji says that in the ambrosial hours of the morning, I meditate on the grace of the true name, the real name. He meditated on the name. See, this is the process. Islam, they chant 95 or 99, I don't remember exactly. 99 name, 99 names of Allah they chant. So they also meditate on the sound of the names of Lord. So this process in Buddhism also, Namo Amida Buddha. So this mantra is repeated again and again, and they are focusing, meditating on that sound in meditation. Sanatan Dharma, and in Sanatan Dharma, many scriptures recommend Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, that in Kali Yuga there is no other way than the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So other than this, there is no other way. So now what is mantra? Mantra means manatrayate iti mantra. One who delivers the mind or controls the mind. That is called mantra. So mantras are made to pacify the mind, to cool the mind, to make him controlled, peaceful. So in Bhagavatam, it is said, Hare, that we just saw now. So in Bruhad Nardiya Purana, it is said, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva Gatiranyada. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. So this is the Bruhad Nardiya Puran 3.8.126. You can search this verse, Bruhad Nardiya Puran 3.8.126. This says that in this age of quarrel, means fighting, and hypocrisy means cheating, showing something else, and inside something else, outside something else, hypocrisy. The only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names. So name of the Lord Krishna are the only way. And in that names also, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is specifically mentioned in the scriptures. Kali Santaran Indonesia. In Bhagavad Gita 10.25, chapter 10, shloka number 25, Yajnanam japa yagyosmi, of all sacrifices I am the chanting of the holy names. So most important sacrifice, Krishna is saying, of sacrifices I am the chanting of the holy names. Japa. Chanting means japa. To chant the names and to hear by the ears. So that is the most important sacrifice, Krishna says. Then there are many scriptural references which says that Krishna's names, Hare Krishna and Ram, three words are there in Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is the highest form of worship, and Krishna is very much pleased by such chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And there are some activities which are required for chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If after hearing this, one thinks that I will sit at my home and I will chant and I will go back home, back to Godhead, so that is not possible. Without associating with saintly persons, devotees of Krishna, it's not possible to do meditation, mantra meditation, or to develop love for Krishna, go back to Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan. That is not possible without associating with saintly persons. So those people who think that alone we can practice devotional service, bhakti, they are in great illusion. Second is B for books. And from books comes knowledge. So Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the greatest book of knowledge which the human society has ever received. And this is the mercy of Supreme Lord. So as the Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord, his knowledge is also supreme. So this Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad Gita every day, by which we can cultivate the knowledge, we can understand the reality of life, who we are, from where we have come from, what is the relation between God and us, why we are suffering in this material world, how to love and serve in a proper way. So all these things, how to eat, how to sleep, how to behave, how to control our inferior nature, all these things are given in Bhagavad Gita. And by reading it, this will help us to chant with more and more faith, more and more attachment to Krishna. The third is C for chanting. So chanting is done by alone. One can chant by not alone. It's better to have a company of devotees. But if there are no devotees around, you can sit at your home alone and you can chant on your beads Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And second type of chanting, or which is most effective, is get together, many devotees, they get together and chant the holy names loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is called Sankirtan, Samyak Rupena Kirtan. When many devotees they gather and they chant the glories of Radha Krishna, that is called chanting. And D for diet. So diet means eating the remnants of Radha and Krishna, offering food to Radha Krishna and eating those remnants as prasad, Mahaprasad. That is called diet. And by doing this ABCD, association of devotees, D for reading Bhagavad Gita, C for chanting Hare Krishna, and D for eating Krishna Prasadam, we can elevate ourselves and gradually we can go to kingdom of God, which is beyond this material world, beyond all sufferings of material life. And we can become happy eternally. See these hippies in 1960s, 1966, 67. These hippies become devotees of Krishna and they become so happy. They left all the addictions, drug addict. These people were drug addicts and doing all kind of nonsense. And they became so transformed by chanting Hare Krishna. They become very nice Vaishnavas, not not eating meat, not drinking alcohol, not uh, having any relationship outside the marriage, and not troubling other people, but working always for welfare of others. So these people become great saints just by chanting Hare Krishna. In few months, they got transformed. Such a powerful this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is. In just few months, people can change if we take up very seriously, faithfully. It's really a process of having realization of God. And this person, we don't have time now to discuss everything. This was George Harrison. He was the lead singer of Beatles group, which was people were crazy for in Europe and America. People were crazy for these music bands. They were playing rock music. This George Harrison, he was a great follower of Hare Krishna movement, and he chanted Hare Krishna in his albums, in his songs also, and he helped Srila Prabhupada to spread Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the Western world. So we see such people looking like a hippie, but he became great saint, saintly devotee afterwards. Here is Bruce Ford, the owner of Ford company, which makes cars. In many countries they have business. So he's a very rich person. He's so busy in his business, but still he takes out time to chant Hare Krishna, and his life is fully dedicated to Lord Krishna. And his wife also is a devotee. She is a devotee, and they perform devotional activities together. So such busiest people, such richest people can perform devotional service. So why can't we do? Of course, we can do easily. It's not a big thing. So chanting Hare Krishna has made a tremendous impact in my life. This is this is Lord Ford. Albert Ford is saying. This is a picture of a model. She was, see how ugly or how unhappy she is looking here. And in this picture, the same person, see how delighted she is, how happy she is. And naturally, her face is glowing. She's saying, chanting helped me give up bad habits. It changed my vision about life, about things. He says. So no need to change the word, but change our consciousness, change our heart. Then everything will change for you. That is the science of Krishna consciousness. Here is one more model, and she became so happy, delighted, blissful, and cheerful after coming to Krishna consciousness. And see here, such a artificial smile, artificial look, and she is not at all happy here. But here, very genuine, very natural smile on her face. So she said, by starting to chant Hare Krishna, I feel tremendous happiness. And there are many people who are recommending. This is Indian businessman is also recommending chanting Hare Krishna, and many people like that. So freedom from anxiety and stress. This is the result of chanting Hare Krishna. Peace of mind, real happiness, enlightenment, and ultimately going back home, back to Godhead, where Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna is residing with his all pure devotees. There we can go and assist their his devotees in serving Lord Radha Krishna, and that will be the perfection of our life. So this Bhakti Yoga process, and in Bhakti Yoga also, the most important activity is chanting of Hare Krishna. So that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, and that is the best yoga by which we can connect to God. And for modern age, for in this age of Kali Yoga, this Hare Krishna, chanting of Hare Krishna is the best way, is the most powerful way to connect with Krishna and to get his love, Krishna Prema. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. हरे कृष्ण. Thank you so much.